The SSC scam case is getting bigger with each passing day. During fresh raids at the flats owned by accused Arpita Mukherjee, the central agency has recovered more than 30 crores of cash and over 5 kilograms of gold, hence building more heat on Arpita and Partha Chatterjee. This is the second such recovery in the SSC scam probe, and the aide seized over 21.9 crores in cash from Arpita's residence on the 22nd of July. Now, this seizure led to the arrest of Arpita and later West Bengal Minister Partha Chatterjee. Meanwhile, exposing the illegal nexus of Partha, the aide has found a school worth more than 50 crore rupees being run by Partha's son-in-law. The school is indirectly controlled by Partha Chatterjee.
Not just one, but two properties of Arpita Mukherjee at Clubtown Heights in Belgharia, and this is the second one, sealed by the Enforcement Directorate after they searched the property. This is flat 2A at Clubtown Heights, block number 2. And you can see this notice which says, notice is hereby given to general public. The person concerned to this premises is directed to contact the undersigned at Enforcement Directorate, Salt Lake, Kolkata. So obviously that's the normal, the template which is written when a flat is sealed by an investigating agency. And you can see it has been there is this lock which has then been wrapped and then sealed properly by the directorate. This was the property which was also searched along with flat number 8A in block 5, which is another apartment which Arpita Mukherjee reportedly owns. And that is where a staggering amount of cash, gold bars, gold ornaments, property-related documents and deeds were unearthed by the Enforcement Directorate. That's the block 5 of this residential complex, where on the 8th floor of this particular block is the apartment which is currently being searched, and that staggering recovery being made by the Enforcement Directorate. Of course, it will take a long time for the ED officials to get a fix on the final figure of the wealth that has been recovered. And will this be the last of it? We do not know. That's the main issue over here. We had one staggering recovery happening from the southern fringes of the city last week. Now we have another set of recovery, almost probably equal or even perhaps more from the northern fringes of the city.
And my colleague Maria Shakil spoke to a panel of guests on the SSC scam probe and Bengal Minister Partha Chatterjee's role in it. Listen in.
How on earth is that amount of cash being recovered from Arpita Mukherjee's homes?
Maria, you know that I do belong to this community of academics. So if I can for a moment speak as an academic, let me say that I'm extremely shocked and disturbed by these pictures on TV. Extremely, I mean, beyond, like any other person in this country, personally, I'm shocked beyond any point. As far as the party that I represent is concerned, the party must be deeply concerned. Let us wait for some more moment. Definitely the party is also disturbed because this has never happened this way in Bengal. We are definitely concerned and the party is closely watching the situation, I tell you. But to say that the moment these pictures are there, you taint the entire government, you taint the entire party. That's simply not done.
Manojit Mandal, he cannot continue to be in your government because the credibility of your party supremo is now at stake. That will be questioned because she has always taken the moral high ground. She has positioned herself as a leader who believes in transparency. What explains this amount of cash?
Can I answer that question? I know I'm doing something extremely difficult, but can I get a chance to respond? If we talk of that guilty of association or guilt of association, by the same logic, the Prime Minister of this country is also guilty. The Home Minister of this country is also guilty for recruiting a person who had 12 cases of murder, dacoity, sexual harassment against him, Nitish Pramanik.
So don't go by all this.
No. If you look at those images and if you continue to look for these examples, then I'm really worried about the future of the entire argument. For the moment, he is number 2 in your party. There's nothing that explains from where is this cash coming from. This is proceeds of crime. This is evident proceeds of crime.
That has to be done by the investigating agency,
I am going to
Maria.
begin
We
this
are not
discussion.
investigating.
No, because
The ED
these
has
images
to
have
come
come
up
in,
with
and that is the reason I wanted a reaction from the TMC. I want to begin this discussion from the lawyers who are joining me on this show, because today was the day of an important judgment. Tanveer Ahmed Mir, if the apex court says that there is no vice of arbitrariness because it was being seen as arbitrary, what does it do to this all arguments that have been made by multiple political parties that there is misuse of multiple agencies, particularly the Enforcement Directorate?
The legislation of PMLA 2002 was incorporated, and how various amendments have been made time to time. Now, if some political parties are to say that, this is a militarization of the Enforcement Directorate, that's a political comment. I cannot comment on that. I can certainly tell you that the 3 judges' judgment today, in terms of what verdict they have delivered, has certain manifestations. The first manifestation, which is there for the society, is that PMLA no longer, the ED authorities earlier have been saying that we are independent of the predicate offense, which means that even if somebody has a case of CBI on his head, and on that basis ED registers the case, and in case he gets discharged or acquitted from the CBI case, the ED case will continue. The Supreme Court has negated that. So if the CBI case or predicate offense is to fall, the ED case will also fall. On individual challenges, their lordships have given certain findings. For example, power of arrest has been upheld in terms of Section 19. Amendments have been upheld as clarificatory. But again, proceeds of crime, there was the ED authorities were saying that their quest of proceeds of crime is wider than the predicate offense also, which has been negated. So the judges have given a judgment. What as defense lawyers or lawyers practicing, we find certainly more could have been done is that in terms of when ED registers its case.
Okay, there seems to be some problem with that line of Tanveer Ahmed Mir. Kapil Sankla, now with the burden of proof on accused, because it was challenged that it is against fundamental right, what does it do to all those who are facing PMLA charges?
Well, so what the Honorable Supreme Court has done, it's reiterated its former position that the burden of proof shifts to the accused after the preliminary burden has been met by the prosecution. So it's a reiteration of what was already held by the I think Mir is back again. He might want to conclude what he was saying.
I'll try and connect with him. Kapil,
right.
Please go ahead.
So, Sure. So the Honorable Supreme Court has only reiterated it. So the question is whether is it right or wrong is another question. But whether the Honorable Supreme Court could have done it or not is the fact is that this is a specialized act. And the specialized act is not bound by General Act, which is IPC, CRPC, etc. So under the circumstances, and there are various circumstances, and for example, under 138 Negotiable Instrument Act, various other acts, when you're talking about narcotics, etc., acts that pertain to, offences pertaining to organized crime, specialized acts, etc. The burden shifts on the accused. So there is no constitutional invalidity as far as the act is concerned and what the Honorable Supreme Court has stated. So that is one part of it.
Okay.